This is the magic. Now on the count of 3, we're going to complete a circuit of electricity, a circuit of completion, okay? On the count of 3, I want you to touch, but don't look at your fingers, I want you to look right at the bulb and watch it light, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Woo! Man, why you do that?
Yeah. Alright, let go. Just hold the metal part. Put your finger up just like that. Watch. Bring it in.
Oh, the quarter's in here?
It's inside the bag. Look. Why does this work? Simple. It's isolated. I can't get any more simple than that. When you walk up to somebody and you say, hey, I've got this bulb in a bag, they might wonder why, but when you say to them, I've got this bulb in a bag, it's completely isolated with this chip clip, there's no way I can get near it or touch it. Does that seem fair? Boom. Instantly, they're going to be like, well, yeah, that's why it's in the bag. But believe me, when this thing explodes in their face, 30 seconds later, they're going to know why the bag's there. And so what you can say as a closing part, if there is any heat at all, which normally there's not, but if there is, you can just drop the clip, drop the bag right there on the table, and you can say, now you know why I used the bag. It's not to isolate me, it's to save us from getting stuff blown up in our faces. This is the clip. Let me give you an inside view here. Inside the clip, or the housing group here, we have a little spring. This is what actually destroys the bulb. But in order to set it, you pull it down, and you put it into this little niche right here, which you can see I've just put it in there. And all you have to do is depress the trigger, just like that, just like pressing any button, and you can hear the sound there. It slams around, and it hits this little rubber part here, which kind of diffuses the sound. Believe me, they won't hear anything. All they hear is the glass shattering. It's amazing. And all it does is go from here to there very quickly, totally disguised inside this little clip. The only preparation you need ahead of time is to take the clip and get it set up ready to go. That's it. All this can be done right in front of your spectator. You can actually unscrew this light bulb from their own lamp inside their own house if you wanted to. Holding the bulb inside the bag in your left hand all the way to the very edge if you're right-handed. Switch it if you're left. We'll put like a little loop up here at the top, and there's the vinyl flaps and then the housing. The bag goes in between the vinyl flaps and the housing. Takes a little bit of getting used to. There, I've got it. Once I've got it, slide your hands up and pinch the top of the bag. Slide the clip all the way back. I don't know if you can see that, but that kind of locks it in place there. Now, if you look right here, this is the trigger cocked and ready to go. This bulb's ready to explode. Just so we can take a closer look here, I want you to see where the bag is in relation to the clip itself. As I peel back one of the vinyl sides here, you can see where the bag is. It is in between the vinyl and the aluminum housing on both sides. That's the way it's properly clipped. In order for the spring to swing through this bag and not be interrupted by anything, it has to be completely unobstructed, and the way to do that is on all sides. The aluminum housing is inside the bag, whereas the clips and the vinyl are on the outside of the bag. Of course, nobody can see that because that's what the vinyl's there to do. Another point here is in performance, you got to be very sure of where the bag is at all times, and I've adjusted it during performance, just unclipping and moving around just like that. As you can see, we'll move it up and down in the bag itself. So once I get it to about towards level with the vinyl is where I feel pretty much comfortable. that the spring is unobstructed and it can swing through and destroy and obliterate this light bulb. And this is absolutely paramount to the performance of this trick. It's very simple. Wherever you aim the clip, that's where the spring is going to go. So you have to make sure that it's aimed right at this round light bulb at all times. So if you've got a spectator that when you tell them to touch the metal or grab the metal, they pull it maybe at an angle, then adjust to that angle. Before you press that trigger and you set it off, make sure that you are directly above it. It's like shooting a gun at a target. You need to make sure that the bag isn't twisted this way, twisted that way. Make sure your bag is on there perfectly. Magic Smith cuts these bags to where when they come right up to the lip, it's the perfect height away for a light bulb. You could use a longer bag, not recommended. Shorter bag, not recommended. This is absolutely perfect. What it should look like is that you're just simply holding it, when in fact I'm taking the meat of my thumb and I'm putting it on the trigger, which hides the trigger from any other points of view. And then from the front, it looks very natural and very normal. Something else to look at here is the light bulb itself. If it's all the way over here and you let it go, when the fulcrum swings down after you press the trigger and it hits the bulb, it's just going to take off a little piece to shoot back up. If you move it more towards the middle, where the trigger is more in line with it, you're going to get a little more action on your light bulb. It's going to explode a little better, get a little more from your audience. So again, this is the audience view, but here's something else to point out. Sometimes when you present this routine, it is something you want to do is actually use your left hand. Maybe you're touching somebody with your right hand because you have the connectivity which makes it glow or something like that. But you can still depress this trigger right in front of people, which I've hidden behind my finger, just from a natural grip. And again, I have the meat of my middle finger this time just resting on it. And all I have to do is just depress it very easily. Don't worry about any kind of movements here, because as soon as this explodes, all the attention will be here. Nothing will be seen. So without further ado, this is the magic. Just like that. At this point, when this explodes for your audience, and that's a brilliant explosion, let them focus on it. Let them look right at it. Don't move it. Wait a few seconds. When you feel them kind of squinting, looking closer, well, that tells you right away they want to inspect it. So at this point, maybe give it a little shake. They can hear it. Let it drop into your hand. A little more noise. All the attention will be here. They're not going to look at the clip at all. And at the clip, you can just simply sit at the table, move it away, however you want to do it. All the attention will be right here. Just remind them that it's real glass. You know, that's the only thing. A lot of people think it's fake, but it's not. It's real. And that's just going to drive the trick home even more. So different light bulbs, different advantages, different disadvantages. Advantages. This can be seen from a great distance. Can be seen in the dark very well. It stops all that transference of light, so just visually it's better. And in a bag, you know, the explosion's pretty good too, because you get that dust cloud in there and that kind of thing. So definitely has some great advantages. If you want to move up, well, let's talk price too. These are probably less than 20 cents a piece, so you can pop these all day. Pretty inexpensive prop. Now, a clear bulb. Obvious reasons why it's advantageous to use a clear bulb. You can see all the way through it. There's nothing hidden. Anything in people's minds about how this trick is done will just be blown out of the water completely, because at all times they were able to see into that bag. If I do a coin in the bag routine, obviously there's no coin in the bag. They can see through it at all times. When the coin is in there and it's blown up, it will blow them away. Sometimes if you do the coin and bag routine with an opaque bulb, you'll have to kind of fish around once it exploded to say, oh look, see, there is a coin in the bag. With this one, you don't have to do that. They can see through it, they see it's there. You don't have to point anything out. At this point, there's not even any pattern, involved. You need to shut up and let the trick do the work, because I can tell you right now, it's extraordinary and it will blow them away. The look on their faces, I mean, this will absolutely make your reputation. The cost. The cost of these bulbs is probably the only drawback that I can possibly think of. And they usually run around $1, give or take. You might get them on sale. But me personally, I think it's worth the bang for the buck, so to speak. Setup for the coin in the bulb. Simple. Cock the mechanism, and as you cock it, there is a flap right there. And when you cock it, make sure that the flap is above the spring. This is what holds the coin in place, so it looks like this. With that in place, there's no way that the coin can fall. When you press the trigger, it'll release the flap and the coin will fall straight through like this. When the quarter is in this position, you're ready. The grip is just like you would normally grip it anyway, and of course your fingers just hide where the quarter's at. My thumb is ready to press the trigger right now. In the rare instance that you have somebody directly to your left, you can transfer your finger over, so what it looks like is this, and it helps to cover your angles a little more. Just remember, when you press the button with your thumb, don't be clipping the quarter or coin with your finger. That's a common mistake. So again, the position is here. If you've got people burning you over here, the position is there. Very simple. And this is exactly what they're going to see. And then whenever you feel like it, you just let the coin drop right on through by pressing the button with your thumb. Alright, so we're ready to go. We've got the bulb in the bag, the clip is aligned, the bag is aligned correctly, and the trigger mechanism is holding up the coin flap, which I can clearly see through the slot here. Alright, so we've got two coins. We've got one in finger palm, so we're ahead right now. This is unbeknownst to your audience. And very simple, very slow. Drag the quarter over. There's nothing to see here, so you want it to be very, very slow. Drag it to the edge, pick it up, hold it in a French drop position, just like that. Now as you're turning your hand over, you're grabbing the bag at the same time, so this hand doesn't look too unusual. You pinch like I showed you, let it drop in there, pivot it to where it's supposed to explode. Now this is very important here. You can go super, super slow. I mean this slow. Boom. Let the trick do all the work. You've done all your work. You've done your slide. You've got your coin up there. All you got to do here is leave your fingers and thumb where they're at, and let it drop that simply, and then let it explode. You do this all in one motion, and it looks absolutely brilliant to the spectator. They will swear that you placed this coin inside there. I mean, it looks that brilliant. And very important, after it explodes, just let it sit there for a few seconds. So here it is in presentation. Bring it in slow. And as you cover it and touch it, boom. There's the coin in the bag, very seen. At this point, I leave my hand there, leave the bulb there. As they lean in to take a closer look, a little bit of a shake. At this point, this hand still has this coin in finger palm. Now, to look very clean, you just grab this side of the bag, or you grab and pinch to unclip, and let it fall into your hand. And you're very clean here. They're going to look at this bag. They want to see what's in there. They want to see that coin that's sitting right in there. That's impossible. Okay, so I want to talk to you a little about the bags that come along with Big Bang. These bags are pre-cut by Magic Smith, but I wanted to tell you the dimensions so you can cut your own if you don't want to order them. It's basically 5.5 inches from the bottom to the top, where the clip would be, and 6 inches wide. Unfortunately, they don't make 5.5 inch tall bags. They do make 6 inch tall bags. These bags are the ones that we found, and you just have to make sure you got at least 6 inches or higher, so you can cut a little piece off to make it fit just right. So again, 5.5 from the bottom, 6 inches wide, and about a 3mm plus thickness on the plastic, and you'll be perfect.